Earlier there used to be a single tweet, but now there is a series of communication which clearly is there. So one side, okay, there are two factors which are at play which we must recognize. First factor is that it appeared that the tariff, and at least what happened with Canada and Mexico, where the tariff was imposed and it was not implemented, no big number came on China. It appeared that the tariff imposed by United States would be a diluted one. But could that change? And that is what looks like is at play right now. Specific industries like pharma and autos were mentioned, and those industries in a sense are crucial to India and important in terms of stock market. First, let's understand pharma. Now, India, at least the large companies, the Sun Pharma, Cipla or Aurobindo, they derive about 25% plus of their 25% plus, in some case 30, in some case 35% plus of their total contribution, which is coming from pharma. Nearly 30% of the pharma exports for India are coming from US, and in that a lot of value added is actually coming in that 30%. So if tariffs are coming, it's bad news. But we don't know what could be the nature of tariff, because Indian companies are largely generic in nature. Could that come in generic companies? Could that come on only certain categories of pharma? So we don't know. But this comment and specific comment on pharma with the percentage number surely will set cat amongst the pigeon in the Indian pharma sector. Autos, Aisha, specifically, I think this is about China, I think. Why? Because Indian exporters, Indian auto companies do not export to US. They have minuscule presence there, with the exception of JLR, because JLR gets a large business from US. So 80% of the total business for Tata Motors is JLR. Within that, for JLR is 30% which is coming from US. So if tariffs and assembly lines have been changed, it is largely going to be for the Chinese companies and largely for the European companies. So I don't think indirectly it would affect us there. Pharma, you can argue back and say that, okay, will it be for Indian companies? Will it be across the board generic companies? Will generic companies be spared? My point is that in pharma, if you increase tariffs, it will be in pass-through. And the US healthcare system cannot digest that. That's my limited point. Second is, that's good news, which is that looks like we should sooner than later see a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. That automatically means that in the near term, the geopolitical concerns, at least across the board in the world, they seems to be simmering down. Impact on crude, impact on commodity, impact on global supply chains, all that would be encouraging. So there is a bit of a yes, and there is a lot of no. That's how I see the global positioning, simply in terms of events and in terms of the tariff communication.